Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Talking Ted, a Roddenberry podcast brought to you by Bear Fight Whiskey. Today we look back at Season 1, look forward to Season 2, and introduce Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve. My name is Mike Richards.
And I'm Jessica Lynn Verdi. I don't know if I've said this yet, Mike, but I don't like tequila. Actually, I like tequila, but tequila doesn't like me. And I'm pretty... it's an important distinction.
Tequila has different effects on different folks.
It's very true.
You know, and to be clear, this is not tequila.
It's not.
This is Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve, which is aged in reposado tequila casks.
Which makes me so excited because I feel like this is going to be so harmonious in my genetic structure.
Yeah, and I had to look up what reposado meant. I do speak a little bit of Spanish, and I thought that meant something along resting or a nap or something like that.
Or something like
and
that.
that's exactly what it does. Yeah, like a repass. It's tequila is aged in these casks for anywhere from 2 months to a year.
Okay.
And it sort of softens the tequila and it gives it sort of an oaky flavor with, you know, a hint of smokiness. Those same barrels are then used to age this Kentucky bourbon to make Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve. So we end up with that Bear Fight flavor that we love, but caramel and vanilla and just a deeper sweetness that we get from this process.
I haven't even opened the bottle yet. That's how excited I am.
Well,
to try.
I opened it. I have 3 drinks lined up. So last we met, Jessica, I believe you were double fisting, I had to one up you on this one. So okay. I am triple fisting on this one because I have Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve on ice. I have an old fashioned.
Yeah, of course you do.
Which, of course, I do. And then finally, I have, and these are recipes from the Bear Fight website, I have a revolver, which is Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve with coffee liqueur. Oh. And, of course, right in my wheelhouse, a couple of shakes of orange bitters.
You love the good. You are a citrus man. You love this orange application.
I am a citrus man through and through.
So I'm going to do a little ASMR for us. We're taking off the top
crinkle.
Yeah.
You can't fake that. You can't fake that cork seal crinkle.
No, you can't. Hold on.
Oh, cork seal crinkle. I think that's going to be our cover band name.
I think it's right. Hold on. Let's get that good pop. Oh,
dang! I can't fake that either.
That was a shallow pop because it's a brand new bottle. Hold on, let's get some nose. Let's get some nose on this. Which we should mention too. We knew this liquor was coming, but it has just hit the market. And so we knew we were going to talk about it and save it for the end of this series, what we're going to spend a little bit of time today doing. If you think it's all about this whiskey or whatever, it's not. We're talking about Ted as well while we're enjoying this Kentucky Reserve. So let's get the notes. I like that.
That is fantastic. Right away, I've got that oak. I've got a ton of vanilla, which I love.
And I know one of the smelling notes was cooked agave, which I was interested to see if I could smell that. But it does have a sugary smell to it, so that's got to be the agave.
Yes, and just a little bit of pepper.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's got to come from that tequila.
Mike has so many versions of the drinks in front of him. I'm going to sample it neat. And then when we get to the second half of our show, I'm going to make a cocktail from the Bear Fight Whiskey website as well.
You look like a scientist drinking out of that giant science glass.
This is a mason jar. This doesn't get more Appalachia.
Is that a ball jar, or what brand is that?
Ball.
Does it say Mason on it? Okay.
I am a Ball connoisseur.
Yeah, Ball State University is one of the 4 great universities of my state.
Oh, okay, Mike. I have to tell you, I have been enjoying the bottles of the single malt that we got. And I've been dying to open this, and I am so right, because it's so good.
That pepper really kicks in. I did not pick that up through the nose, but through the taste, that peppery.
Like on the back end, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Woo! That's a good sipping whiskey, too.
It does, and then it leaves me with kind of a smoky.
I know whiskey's the wrong turn, but I'm just saying whiskey. So let's get that water drop to open it up. Let's do 2. This is very scientific. Is using this.
It is. Yeah. Sorry, you don't have an eyedropper.
So I did do a show. Shout out to a couple of my friends called Damn Good Whiskey. Was it called Damn Good Whiskey? Oh, I effing love whiskey.
I would be surprised.
No,
okay.
I effing love whiskey, and they sent 3 or 4 different bottles every time, and an eyedropper and a snifter to drink out of. Oh, that changed it. Just a little ice or just a little water changed it. It did.
How'd you notice it? Because I'm drinking mine on ice, and it is very open. Like I'm getting just this orchestra of different flavors and smells.
Yeah, tell me first, because I mean, really, it's just I did feel it open. That's the exact word I would use.
Yeah, I get, when I sip this on ice, I get a wonderful bourbon foundation with kind of a peppery overtone. The aroma is definitely vanilla.
I have to be honest. I am such a there's the pepper. I'm such a spicy person in terms of my taste buds that I put so much that I don't think I know. I don't think I could taste it anymore. But it is there. It's on the lips too. Interestingly enough, like it has that feel like you just bit into like a hot burrito or something like that. All right, I was getting jealous of Mike having ice in his, and so I've iced myself.
So take a sip of that, and I'll just kind of show what I made here, which is the old fashioned off of the Bear Fight whiskey website. And it is a traditional old fashioned. It has so it calls for a blend of Angostura and orange bitters. And there's a recipe for simple syrup, which is white sugar, brown sugar, a little bit of vanilla extract, and then boiled with water and kind of held that way. So I grabbed that, and a little Star Trek connection to it for the Roddenberry Podcast Network. I stirred it 47 times. It's kind of a deep cut for those of you that pay attention.
Unnecessary. No, Portal 47, right? Isn't that
exactly right? Portal, yeah, which comes from just a long line of 47s in Star Trek. It had a 47% market share the night it launched. I think it was Andre Bormanis that was in a club called I believe it was the 47 Club, where he went to university. And
I see.
Yeah, and they worked that into the script all the time.
I love that. And Andre Bormanis did join us for our normal mission log, the Orville thread, and what is it, feed, and we got to talk to a lot about like how he got started in Star Trek and then eventually came to the Orville, which, speaking of which, we had so many wonderful guests join us for Talking Ted of season 1.
My gosh, yeah. Alana Eubank was amazing. Georgia Wiggum, fantastic. Brandon Fayette. And we had mentioned prior, if you want to see that whole interview, we actually spoke for 2 hours. We recorded for an hour. It was a great conversation.
That sigh was only from me having to edit it. Not from the conversation. The conversation was wonderful.
I thought it was from you having to watch me and me geek out for 2 hours.
No, it was actually very nice. Just like you and I bring different things to this whole endeavor, right? And so it was also awesome to like you go toe to toe with this total geek about cars, and you know what I mean. It was totally awesome. No, it was only just how long it took to export from my computer. That's all.
Right. But if you want to watch that whole hour long episode, patreon.com/missionlog. And it is all there, unedited, no bells and whistles, unexpurgated, if you will. And you can check that whole interview out as a patron.
This ice experience is really nice, especially because it's a hot day too. I didn't know how far I was going to get in the neat experience. But if I had to drink this neat, I would.
Okay. I'm sorry. You said neat. Okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
What did you think I said?
Neat. I thought you said meat.
Oh, this would probably go well with the carnitas.
This would go well with a nice strip steak.
God, when I was a meat eater, I used to eat strip steak for breakfast. Oh, anyway. So yeah, we did have wonderful guests. I'm certainly not going to be like, this person was the best, this person was the best, but like things that stand out in my mind was just like Georgia's just enthusiasm to be included in such a wonderful project and sharing that with us so candidly. And then having like Alana join us, who is just a kick-ass veteran.
My goodness, what just so much energy, enthusiasm. I would say it seems just joy for life, just wants to do it all. I love that for her.
And wants to make us laugh. Like is a consummate performer in that like doesn't take anything too seriously, but this person could probably deliver like the most dramatic performance if they needed to, And so it's just really nice. I really do feel like when you're following your heart, Mike, you meet the people you were meant to meet. And it's no shock that we're meeting these wonderful people by doing something we love and talking about something we love, which is good quality TV. And we get to meet them because of that reason.
One of the things that kind of guide me through, good times as well as bad is, the novel, which one of my favorite movies for a time, was October Sky, which tells the story of Homer Hickam and his time growing up as the son of a coal miner in West Virginia and what eventually led him to joining NASA as a rocket scientist. The book actually adds a lot of layers to that. But at one point, both in the novel and I believe in the movie also, I may be conflating the two, he said, I was always going to end up where I was supposed to be. So without even knowing it, without even plotting it out, just the things I loved to do and the things I was good at led me here. And I try to remember that, you can try to control fate, you can try to control destiny, you can try to control the future, but all you can really control is the here and now. And I think by doing things you love, doing things you're passionate about, trying to do some good, and spending time with people that you care about, that's what's going to eventually get you to where you're supposed to be, if you're not there already.
Oh, God. I think that's something I'm going to fold into my repertoire as well. And to that exact point and the connection with 47, I'm here today because of Larry Nemeczek. But also, like, if you go a little bit backward, I was doing a Star Trek improvised show that brought us to San Diego Comic-Con. And I landed next to a trash can at San Diego Comic-Con with my friend Sarah Mountjoy-Pepka. And Larry Nemeczek, of his own volition, came up to two girls dressed in TNG outfits asking if he could help them. And we became friends. And then I met John Champion. And then we got to do this show together. And then we got to meet Alana and Seth and Georgia and Brandon. And it's just you can't know those things as you're doing them.
There is no way to know. What got me here? I became a patron at patreon.com/missionlog. And at that point I got access to meet John and Norman and Rod and other folks. And they thought this would be a good fit. And I hope it is. I'm certainly enjoying it.
You put yourself out there too. You knew what you were capable of and you offered your skills. And I really do believe this too. There's literally there's no harm in asking. The worst you could hear is no. And
well, I often hear that. Now, sometimes people kind of chew you out as they're telling you no.
Really?
So, oh yeah. So the worst. Now, I'm not saying any of these folks did.
Screw them
whatsoever.
Then.
But I tell people all the time the worst you can say is no, and then I find out they're like, they told me no and they yelled at me too. So I'm like, okay. So now I was like, all right, the worst thing they can do is tell you no and maybe yell at you.
All right.
But that's it.
You're totally right. It's all in approach though. I can't speak to the approach because the approach can garner a different response. And you know what? You'll live another day even if you got yelled at.
Correct.
That's right. That's so fair.
And the upside potential would never be realized if you didn't at least ask.
listen, a lot of people ask me with the acting career, like, isn't the rejection hard? And at times it really is. Sometimes it can be. But when you fill your time with things that actually fill your soul and heart, me waiting on an audition in the interim, whether I get it or not, or doing 100 auditions, it doesn't take a toll on you in the same way. So that's I don't know what advice anyone could glean from that, and I don't know that anyone comes to this show for my advice, but there you go.
Can you get back to Talking Ted, please?
You know what? This is what tequila does to me. It makes me whimsy, man.
Boundless whimsy. No, it has bounds.
It has bounds. I will say this. One of my favorite surprise moments that happened during our interviews was Brandon Fayette's impression of Mark Wahlberg. It was amazing.
So I have that, and I know you haven't had a chance to read my notes yet because I just put them together before we started.
It's okay.
But one of the questions I have for you is, who did the best Mark Wahlberg impression?
Max Burkholder or Brandon Fayette. His like unasked for Mark Wahlberg impression was so very funny.
I would love to even try it. I got to start working on that. What are you doing? You can't do that. I can't believe you did that.
Hey,
You're not supposed to
buddy.
do it that way. Hey, Ted, what are you doing, buddy?
You can have that in your repertoire as well. But yeah, and of course it goes without saying, but it does need to be said that Seth is just a consummate professional and like all around awesome dude. Like,
joining us not once but twice, helping us out from Jump Street with Mission Log the Orville by sharing our YouTube feed on his feed
because he liked us and found us.
Yeah. And I think that's also Seth doing what he does, which is reach out to and join the fandom, for lack of a better term.
He engages with it, right?
Yeah.
That and I can understand a creator's or an actor's hesitancy to engage with the fandom, right? I don't know if you're watching House of the Dragon, but there's like one character that has become reviled, and he had to turn off all the comments on his Twitter because people can't distinguish from the. If he's reviled, he's doing a good job as an actor, but don't attack him. You know what I mean? So I can understand why a human wouldn't want to actively engage. However, a little bit of like tooting our own horn, and yes, what you and I do here is we speak really honestly from the heart, and we were never out to kiss anybody's butt about anything. We were given the opportunity by Roddenberry to speak honestly about what our perspectives were on this, and I think that resonates with people. I do think honesty cuts through all the chaff ultimately.
100%. And just that kind of objective look at it of, recapping the episode, hitting some observations, then talking about, big ideas, and then just kind of what we learned from it. That format, we could do that, on The Love Boat. We can do that on Kojak, $6 Million Man, except the last two seasons of $6 Million Man are rough. I'm kind of limping back into the barn on my rewatch there.
Gotcha. This is topical for you.
How does a guy go from being Steve Austin astronaut, where anywhere he showed up in the world, he was recognized?
Okay.
Little kids, hey, aren't you Steve Austin, the astronaut?
Sure.
I heard you were in a bad accident. And he's like, yeah, I'm better now. To like 3 seasons later, he goes undercover every week as a magician, as a lumberjack, as a car salesman, as a longshoreman. Like, this is Steve Austin, astronaut, man. You need to like send him into like, big international intrigue kind of situations.
That's interesting. It sounds like they had a real like scramble to try to keep that show on air. Sounds like to me.
Hey, they got 5 seasons, which is, better than any TV show I'll ever get. So,
well, you never know. The year is young.
you, Jess.
All right, let's see what happens. What I wanted to ask you too is, if we weren't doing a show about Ted, but you watched it and you liked it, how inclined are you to rewatch this again in the future, like you are $6 Million Man?
I think the show is a lot of fun. I think the rewatch potential, because when we do what we do for Mission Log and Talking Ted, we watch them a number of times. And I think the shows do hold up upon rewatch. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things you don't notice. There's almost too much going on the screen in some cases. You have somebody delivering the line, then you have multiple people reacting to the line. And it's those reactions to the line especially by Georgia Wiggum, also by Alana, just by everybody. You see that, but you might miss it the first time if you're looking at the person delivering the line. So
right, like when they pull Doritos from the back of the couch out of nowhere. Like it's just a quick shot, but it delivers the punchline so well. But you're totally right. You could blink and miss it.
Yeah, you really could. So I think rewatching it is key to kind of peeling back the onion on this thing. I don't know what you thought. When the Orville came out, there was that Family Guy in space stigma that people kind of prejudiced it with, prejudged it with. I didn't know if this was going to be more of like a live action Family Guy.
Sure.
I was unsure that the houses look the same. They're kind of like your basic house with a little unused side. I think it's just like a lean-to on this one, but there's that kind of screened-in porch,
yes.
on Family Guy that they never mention. Which, by the way, I was asked to ask about that. We'll see. Yeah, the next time you talk to Seth, can you ask him why they never use that room?
It's okay. My brother asked me to tell him that he loves American Dad better than Family Guy. And when we did have dinner with him, I did tell him, and he goes, "Well, that's not an unpopular position."
They each do their own thing.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely. I was kind of wondering. I think it definitely exceeded my expectations there. And then I thought, okay, they're just going to sort of, do the prequelitis thing where, everything in the movie they have to sort of, address in an episode. And I think it was backtracked far enough with the 20-year, lead time, 93 versus 2013-ish when Ted the film came out, that it really was its own thing. And I think that's great. And we've mentioned that in the Orville, is that, the Orville kind of came out as, Seth's homage to or version of Star Trek. But after 3 seasons, it turned into its own thing. It has its own flavor. It has its own canon. It has its own scenarios and way of dealing with things that has evolved on its own. And if this started off as simply a prequel to Ted, it's become its own thing, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll definitely watch it again, at least one more time before season 2 comes out.
Oh, I totally think so too. And I just know that even in 10 years, I'm going to go, you know what? I could watch all of Ted today because it is that enjoyable. I do like the shorter amount of episodes format too. I really do.
It's probably about 5 hours of content, right?
Right.
Episode 1 is about 50 minutes. I think the rest of them push, somewhere to around the 35-minute mark or
That's
so.
right.
So let's say somewhere between 4 and 5 hours of content. You can watch that. That's like watching a fairly long. That's like watching one of the extended versions of The Lord of the Rings, Jess. And I know you're familiar with those.
You don't need to say less. Say less, Mike. I know exactly what you're saying. Challenge accepted.
One sitting. That's all I'm saying.
I can do it. And with a little bit of Kentucky Reserve, that's all I need, man. I've got a perfect day.
So speaking of season 1, what were some of your favorite episodes or moments within? Like what just kind of free association, what pops out?
Yeah, I think really what I love was the subversion of what you expect to happen. Like what you expect to happen with a bully gets flipped on its head. What you expect Susan Bennett to be like gets flipped on its head, that she actually loves being a housekeeper and a caretaker. I love some of the inane things. Actually my heart just breaks for Susan a little bit. Like she's so hard to relate to these men that she can't wait to talk in the car. Like it's so, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Like it's just played so honestly, but comedically, and it hurts in the right way, if that makes sense.
There are some things that you talked about, things that flipped the script and went opposite.
Yeah.
There were some things that went exactly according to the script that I found enjoyable, like Ted being designated driver and going to Blair's party. Like we all knew that was going to be a bad idea, but maybe we just didn't know how bad an idea or how funny it was going to be to watch Ted. I think he was maybe snorting some no-dos off of one of Blair's friends.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, that's my naive assumption of what happened.
I don't know what happened, but what I do love, because even as they're setting up this Chekhov's gun situation with him driving, I'm like, they're not going to show a drunk driver and I'm so glad they did. And then actually one of the best lines is, well, you're driving. No, you're driving. Chef's kiss. There's so much to appreciate. And you're so right that like off the hip, what do I remember? There's a lot, and I will have to go rewatch it just to appreciate it all over again. Yeah, what about you?
It has been a ton of fun. I think I love the line where they're playing Battleship, and Johnny's like, Jesus Christ, Ted, did you even put your ships out? He goes, no, Johnny, I didn't, because while you were preparing for war, I was building infrastructure, healthcare, education. I thought that was just so absurd and funny and poignant and timely, and I got such a kick out of that. The entire episode of ejectile dysfunction.
Sure.
I think one of the funnier subtle things was when they came back from the basketball game, which they dressed as basketball players to get into the basketball game, and then Ted was like, I guess we could have just dressed as normal people.
Also, the subversion that they won.
Yeah, they just threw the trophy away.
You don't see the game. You don't watch, a version of like Air Bud with Ted.
Which led a question to me that I think I forgot to ask in our observations of that. Like, so were they playing in a championship game, or did they just give out trophies for regular games in Massachusetts in 1993?
The answer is yes.
The answer is whatever you want it to be.
Well, I don't know. My guess would be championship, but it's pretty funny. Anything else we want to cover before I go make my cocktail and we talk about our hopes for season 2?
No, just maybe just an invitation, folks. Rewatch Ted the series and let us know in the comments or through our socials, which we're at ML_the Orville on X. And let us know what your favorite moments were.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. And we totally love the community that is like half Orville, half Ted. It makes this really enjoyable, you guys engaging with us. So I'll see you on the other side. You got your cocktails made. I'm going to make mine.
Oh, cocktails multiple. Yes.
Great. I'll see you there. Cheers.
Bye. Hey, folks. We're here to talk to you about Bear Fight Whiskey, how much we've been enjoying it, and how you can enjoy it yourselves.
I'm a whiskey drinker through and through, and I think I have found my new favorite go-to in Bear Fight Whiskey. It's a little bit of scotch, it's a little bit of bourbon, it's a little bit of grape, and we want to extend a discount to you so you can sip right along with us.
Bear Fight Whiskey is an American single malt. It's one of the most awarded single malt whiskeys in the U.S. It's a simple recipe, it's a fantastic flavor, and it goes great with anything.
So head over to bearfightwhiskey.com, type in BF20 at checkout, and get yourself $20 off of shipping.
And now, back to the show. All right, folks, we are back from the break to talk about season 2, what we want to see, maybe what we expect to see, and maybe what we're afraid we might see, as well as we're going to
think about that. Oh no. Oh.
And we're also going to talk about a couple of drinks we made. I don't know about you, Jess, but I made the Revolver, which is Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve, some coffee liqueur, a couple of dashes of orange bitters, and it is garnished with an orange slice.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds delish. Give it a sip. And let's watch you sip it. He's sipping the drink casually.
Sip it. Ooh. Sip it. Look in the camera when you sip it. That is delicious.
Awesome.
Just, that coffee liqueur just kind of changes everything. It makes it very very smooth. And not that it wasn't smooth before, it just sort of levels out all of the different flavors that we were getting before, the pepper and the oak and the bourbon. It just kind of like wraps all that in a warm blanket.
Here's what I already really love about the Kentucky Reserve. It's not afraid to flavor, and it flavors really well with these strong, like coffee is a strong flavor, but but like the richness complements it. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't hide the flavors. It just sort of makes them more
complex,
congruent with each other.
Ooh.
It kind of brings them together.
Ooh, like maybe our art and our podcast brings people together. Maybe. I did the Bear and Berries. I am a huge lemonade fan, and this calls for lemonade. And I happened to have blueberries on hand, which it calls for a blueberry syrup or fresh blueberries to be muddled. I had them on hand to make like a blueberry 4th of July bar, like with sugar cookie and cream cheese. And so I have a bunch of blueberries. They were on sale. So I haven't even tried it yet, but I'm looking.
Okay, she's sipping the drink now. Ain't she a beauty?
Okay. Oh, that is too good.
Refreshing. So I'm a little jealous of your choice. As we're recording this, it's early afternoon, maybe mid-afternoon, and on a summer day, and it seems like that would be the perfect drink.
It's genuinely perfect, and it melts right into it.
And I feel like this would be very much a great after dinner choice.
You're totally right. This is a perfect mid-afternoon Sunday or barbecue drink. It's very good. This is not disappointing at all.
And that was on my list. Now I am not disappointed. This is fantastic. But as far as like timeliness goes, and I'm glad we had different things laying around our respective houses.
Yeah.
Because I did not have blueberries, but I did look at that as a consideration.
Oh yeah.
But of course I had fixins to make an old fashioned. And of course I had coffee liqueur because my wife is an espresso martini gal. So yeah, we just were able to put all the pieces together and complement each other so well, like we do.
Oh, and I didn't tell you, I made your M&M. I only had almond milk on hand.
Okay.
But it was so good. I put it in front of my boyfriend while he was playing a competitive game online. And he's like, well, what the heck is this? And he loved it. And it
made him play better.
It made him more smarmy, as I say, when he plays those competitive games. He's definitely, I know he's winning, but he's like, ha, ha, ha. And he's like laughing the whole time. And he laughed louder.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Just makes what he loves to do, made it more of it.
It boosted it for sure. And then when he was done, he's like, can I have another one? So what we're here to do now on the other half of Talking Ted, on our finale of this series until we get to season 2, is talk about what we're looking forward to in season 2 of Ted. Now that we know it's happening, we've seen pictures from the writers' rooms. We knew, well, not from the writers' room, from the reading.
Right, the table read.
The table read, thank you. And we know officially that it is. Like right as we launched, we had already done the interviews with everybody, basically, and they couldn't say that the show had been renewed, and then our show launched and it had been renewed. So that's good news overall, because I want more Ted. Even after I finished the 7th episode of the first season, I was ready for more Ted. And I didn't think about this until you said it. There's some things we may not want to see. I didn't think about that.
Maybe not. The show hasn't really crossed that line to be like, when I watch The Boys every week, which is in its, I think, 4th season now, right. I get done with every single episode and I'm like, why do I watch this show? Because it shows so much more than I would ever want to see.
There's a lot of things you can't unsee.
Ted doesn't do that. I genuinely enjoy Ted. It is just a fun show, good comedy, good, we've talked before about the distinction between parody, comedy, and satire. And I think Ted is a fantastic comedy that does sort of bring in some elements of satire, right? Showing the ridiculousness of certain points of view, showing the, just the outrageousness of certain ways of thinking.
Sure.
And kind of shines a light on those for other people, say like, maybe it's not good to think like that, and that's something that good satire does.
Right. And when Seth was on, he was talking about All in the Family, which did that well, right? So it makes sense.
So good.
Well, it makes sense that not only did Seth esteem Norman Lear and what he was doing with that show, but like he's brought it in, like it's not surprising that you thought Ted was going to be like Family Guy, because it kind of does do that. It flips things on its head. It puts a perspective. Right. You don't think of it as a social commentary show, but the effect that All in the Family had on Seth is evident, especially in Ted.
Yeah, he mentioned there are episodes of or things they did in All in the Family in the 70s that they couldn't do now. I have no doubt of that. I have recently been watching a couple of episodes of The Muppet Show on Disney Plus, because we have our Disney Plus subscription, because
right.
Hulu, Disney Plus, The Orville. I watched the Sandy Duncan episode, season 1. I challenge anybody with a Disney Plus subscription to watch that episode and tell me if it could appear on TV today. I don't think it could.
Interesting.
I think there are elements that I was just like, what are they doing? This is a children's show.
Okay. Yeah, I think we talked about, you said that you just wanted to stay at home and watch the Muppets, which.
Oh my God. I've never been so sad that I have a job that I get drug tested. As the weekend I was home alone and found out all 5 seasons of the Muppet Show are on Disney Plus.
I totally can relate to that. I totally understand that feeling. But when we watched, Muppets Take Manhattan, there's a couple things where I was like, whoa, I watched this as a kid.
Yeah.
But that's why they kind of sneak in a couple things for adults to enjoy. And Family Guy and Ted never claims to be for kids, right?
Right. So we looked at, Seth mentioned that junior year he thought it was a lot of Ted's firsts. Not Ted's first, Johnny's first.
Which I didn't put that into perspective. I was just along for the ride, but that makes so much sense.
First time smoking weed, first date-ish, first girlfriend.
Right.
Things like that. We got to see Halloween. I love that episode also. We got to see prom. We got to see Christmas, sort of like the big events during his junior year.
Right.
So I would think senior year, you can't just repeat Halloween, Christmas, prom. Do you want to see how things change the next year, or do you want to throw different events in there?
Valentine's
senior year,
Day.
Sure, Valentine's Day, maybe senior day, or like a ditch day kind of thing, or ring night, maybe. And I was thinking this now, if they're working on this and they hear us say it, they might not do it. But I'm thinking they join the theater kids and put on Pippin.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to back it up. What the heck is a ring night?
Oh, ring night. That's the night that you get your high school ring.
Oh, that's not how it happened. It didn't happen like that for us.
Oh, it didn't?
No. I didn't know if it was like, hey, this is the night where you bring the girl that you ringed.
Ringed. Verb, past tense.
Because you used to pin them. So I don't know if you ringed them.
That makes perfect sense.
Stop. It doesn't.
Speaking of rings, college applications, that could be a thing. Like, are they, like, is Johnny, did Johnny, do we know from Mark Wahlberg's version of Ted, was he a college grad? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you can really tell a college grad just by watching them, hang around with their buddy, the teddy bear, in their 30s. But going back to class, so I think we covered ring night, the night that you bring the girl that you ringed to out for the night, or person, exactly, or person, just person,
or teddy bear.
And we're talking about a school play, man, putting on Pippin. I was going to say Pippin the musical, but Pippin is, by definition, a musical.
This is very clever, and I think you should write the spec script and send it to Seth. This is a very smart idea. I like this very much.
Pippin the musical, the musical.
There's a song about Pippin, but there isn't Pippin the song.
Which, by the way, I just thought about that the other day, and I could not stop laughing about the song, The Monster Mash, about the dance, The Monster Mash, which is about the song, The Monster Mash, that we have never heard.
This is what I really enjoy about what you bring to the table when we do this, is you're also a fan, which is a beautiful thing, because you genuinely love and store these touchstone moments of these shows, and it just pops out naturally, and you have loved that, and I love how much you love that.
And I loved when Ted and Johnny performed that for Blair.
And it's bad. It's not good.
With the picture behind it. And that's the song we call the Monster Mash.
It's bad. It's notably bad. Although,
please cut that part out.
Why? Would you really want me to?
You do. Hey, you're in charge of editing.
I thought that was delightful.
Oh, good.
Might have been just as bad as how they performed it, though. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, it gives you the hint of how good their Thunder Buddies song is going to be.
Oh, so good.
I'm actually shocked that they wrote the Thunder Buddies song at that old of an age. I would have thought that that's something they wrote when they were 10, 11.
Yeah, we were
17.
I was definitely feeling it with not thunder, but with fireworks the other night with my fur buddies.
Oh,
I was just like, oh, you poor little guys. My little puppy jumped up. No, my 11-year-old Labrador jumped up on my lap the other night. And I was just like, you're going to be okay, buddy. You're going to be okay.
heartbreaking. And this is where I live now, is it's the loudest it's ever been, because we're adjacent to an open parking lot where understandably our people are going to set off fireworks, and it was not an easy night for my kitty, so I get it. Not fun. I think you're totally right. I think we will still have like a major Christmas touchstone. I think that's like, again, you brought this up to Seth, we're not seeing the 26 episode series, but they still tried to make it feel like that by giving us the normal.
It was a full year, I mean, it really was. You could see that in real time, that this was one full, school year. This could have been labeled Ted junior year.
It really could have, and it totally works. And I think you're totally right. I think we'll still get Christmas. We'll probably get Valentine's Day. We'll get a sock hop or another dance or something like that. And we definitely will see whether or not Johnny decides to go to college. And there's going to be a lot of firsts. I think we did get a little bit, not of a scoop, but like, I think we're going to see him try to lose his virginity more, and it's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that'll be it. I wonder if we would see who I like to call Brittany, aka Bethany, back on the show after being treated so respectfully and hands off by the Italian men during her summer trip.
That's definitely going to happen. That's definitely what was inferred there. I also have to go back to that moment. You mispronounced. You said Brittany. I kept on saying Donnie the truck. I sounded like a total idiot. So that's why Seth said, "Oh, between Brittany and Donnie," or you basically commented on both of us biffing it. I biffed it on Donnie so much so that Brandon Fayette was the first person to correct me. I don't know why in my mind it was Donnie, even though I know it's Dennis. Right. Anyway, here we are. But I'm looking forward to senior year. I guess I just am ready to be back in the Bennett household.
Yeah. I mean, I think there'll be a graduation episode. That'll probably be the last. Yes. I think it might culminate with graduation.
Or a summer thing.
Yeah, that could be fun. And then they could do, Ted the college years, maybe, which would be fun. But most shows don't make the jump to college very well, I mean, Saved by the Bell, the college years, 13 episodes, one season, kind of gets wrapped up with the original syndication package.
I loved it.
I thought it was so good.
I loved it.
Yeah, guilty pleasure.
I loved it.
Dawson's
only
Creek
13 episodes
of Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Really?
Yeah,
felt like longer.
Oh yeah, but they I tell you what, man, that was like the most 90s show ever for those 13 episodes. I mean, everybody looked different, dressed different. I mean, they embraced it, man.
They were all adults by this time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's wild.
Dawson's Creek limped into college a few years. One Tree Hill just decided to skip it altogether, do a 4-year time jump, come back to Tree Hill after everybody was out of college.
Smart.
Or 4 years later anyway. And then they sent Nathan back to college anyway, which I thought was an interesting creative choice. I stopped watching Smallville when they hit college just because the track record of CW shows making it into and through college was not very good.
Oh, that's interesting. So you had clocked this already.
Next thing I knew, not only are they done with college, they got 3 more seasons after that. And I had to go back and rewatch them all. So silly me for not giving Smallville a chance to go to college. But Smallville, the college years, was actually very good.
The chokeholds Smallville had on us when it first came out, man, it was so good.
So good. One of my favorite podcasters, not Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, Zach Moore, who was co-host of Standard Orbit on Trek FM, big time Smallville fan, and has a podcast called Always Remember Smallville.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, I think this is definitely a different series in and of itself. Going to college, it does have that runway. I think we are already bought in enough. But let's just get through senior year, honey, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds like advice I've been getting. Like, hey there, Sparky. How about you just get through? How about you just do what you have to do, and then maybe someday you'll get to do what you want to do. Is that fair enough?
We talked about this early on. You can't always see what today is going to bring, but you'll get there. Yeah. You'll get there eventually. And I got here without a college degree, so there you go.
That's exactly right. I'm just going to give a little scoring update. If this is like the like the carnival game with the different horses racing each other. The Revolver is pulling ahead quite a bit of the other 2 drinks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, of my old fashioned and the on ice.
If how quickly I drank this is any indication.
Oh yeah, you're doing You are doing well.
It's so good. So before we wrap out our Shore Leave series on Ted, anything else you want to say about this show, what we did here? Just make sure you got it all on the table.
I think everything I say on here is on a personal level. So I will explicitly say this on a personal level. We both thought of this to cover Ted as a Seth MacFarlane show, as something that we thought was, adjacent to the Orville. But the creativity, the energy, and the way you went about producing this episode was really impressive and inspiring. So I'm just glad to be here. I show up as best I can, and I try to keep up as best I can. But thank you very much for bringing your experience, energy, enthusiasm, and all the hard work to this project, because it has been a blast.
I'm gonna just zen and accept it, even though my entire being wants to reject that compliment, because it takes two, Mike. But thank you.
To make a thing go right?
It sure does. But we also have the support and love, not only from Roddenberry, but John Champion as our executive producer. We got so much wonderful enthusiasm from Tess McNally over at Next Century Spirits, who made sure this show happened as well, with the bear fight involvement, which has been just wonderful. It's been a really harmonious relationship, I think. And this has been a really wonderful experience for you and I think, and I'm very grateful to be on the journey with you. So thank you.
Same here.
See you guys next year, eventually, for season 2 of Talking Ted.
And look for more shows, more supplementals, and more information as we learn more about the Orville season 4 on Mission Log the Orville.
Many more things for us in store, Mike.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers, Jess.
Talking Ted is produced by Roddenberry Entertainment. Executive producer Rod Roddenberry and John Champion. Our website and your opportunity to comment and connect with us is podcast.roddenberry.com. This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.